Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Another massive Russian missile and drone attack on Ukraine. What the Russians targeted, what they hit, and what was Ukraine's success, let's see, according to the Ukrainians. That's the first topic for this video. The second one, the Russians claim they eliminated the last Ukrainian group in Kupyansk, in Kyiv Oblast. That means it was already taken. It's Russia's city now. The next topic is Pokrovsk. Let's see what happened over there. And the Russians claim that they encircled the city. The Ukrainians claim that there are about only 300 Russian troops in Pokrovsk. And the Russians did not take over Pokrovsk. The Russians did not encircle Pokrovsk. The Russians are just advancing in Pokrovsk. And the last topic for this video is RUS. Or maybe not RUS. It is something that really changed my, an article that really changed my view on something that I used to dismiss as, come on now, it's a little bit a stretch. And that is Russophobia. Hold your horses, hold your horses. When I used to hear the Russians, Zakharova or Lavrov, talking about Russophobia in the West, I was like, this is like, they try to coin something as the guys coined, anti-Semitism or racism or things like this. But no, RUS and others like him in the West, they fuel a hatred towards the Russians, and they are the protectors. I think it's manufactured big time. And indeed, these guys in the West, the guys who have some power, they have some authority in the West, they are really trying to scare the Western population and create this Russophobic, attitude among Europeans, which is the evil Russians will attack you and the good us, or we, are going to defend you. So why? Because Mr. RUS, who's just a secretary of NATO, he's not in charge of NATO. You have to understand that. The same as our public officials, our public servants are not our leaders. They do our things. We hired them. That means they're not in charge of us. But nevertheless, they represent our wills and desires. Anyway, let's go. He comes and says, well, I will protect you. NATO will protect you from a psychosis created by you, of course. So let's start with the first topic, which is Zelenskyy, the truth teller. Ukr form. Russia attacks Ukraine with over 450 drones and 45 missiles. So 45-0 and 45, right? Okay, let's ask Mr. Nikola Tesla what the numbers mean. On November 8th, Russian invaders launched more than 450 attack drones and 45 missiles of various types against Ukraine. He says that. And the Russians also struck Dnipropetrovsk, Kiev, Poltava, Kirovohrad, Mykolaiv, Sumy, Chernihiv regions. Odessa region has been under attack since the evening. So we have the ones in Kiev, Poltava, Dnipropetrovsk, Kirovohrad. A little map here. Kiev, he's gonna go here with Poltava. He's gonna go here with Sumy, Chernihiv. He's gonna go here with Mykolaiv. Odessa, I think it was Vinnytsia, wasn't it? Let's see what else was here. Chernihiv, we got that. Sumy, Kirovohrad, yeah. So mostly, where are you? So Odessa, Mykolaiv, Dnipropetrovsk, Poltava, Sumy, Chernihiv, Kiev, and here is Kirovohrad. This is where they struck half of it. Not the west, but the east of Ukraine, this area. All right, let's go to some details. Russia attacks Ukraine with 45 missiles, so this remains unchanged, and 458 drones, nearly 80 of which hit their targets. The Russians launched against Ukraine 7 to 8, a total of 26 missiles and 52 drones hit their targets. The Air Force reported that 415 aerial assets had been shot down or jammed, 406 drones and 9 missiles. A total of 26 missiles and 52 attack drones were recorded hitting 25 locations, with debris falling in 4 locations. Meanwhile, Zelenskyy added that all of the 450 plus drones were attack drones. Oh, I thought they were just decoys. So, here you have what they struck according to Ukrainians. We already looked at the map with this part, the eastern part of Ukraine being attacked, Kyiv south right here. And this is exactly what the Russians actually claim. They say we claim until Kyiv right here, and they will claim right here. That's kind of okay. The Romanians can take this right here and this right here. The Hungarians can get Zakarpattia. The Poles can get the rest. Got it? Good. Let's move on now. So, Russia launches large-scale attack on Ukraine's gas infrastructure. And Russia strike hits Kyiv Oblast energy sites, injuring civilians and damaging homes. Alright, so this is the attack, the massive Russian attack on Ukraine. Today is Friday, so Thursday to Friday they did this. Usually the Russians are doing this on weekends, so the media can make some money. People have more time to read the news on weekend in their spare time. So it's also based on that. Why do you think Trump comes and says certain things on weekends? People have more time to read the garbage. Alright, or watch it. Next one, let's see what happens in Kupyansk according to the Russians, and then we're going to look at what happens in Pokrovsk according to the Ukrainians. Sputnik. Russian forces eliminate last Ukrainian group in Kupyansk. The Russians did not officially issue a communique stating that they liberated, that's the word they use, liberated Kupyansk or Pokrovsk. They did not. But I watch on YouTube all kind of thumbnails. Pokrovsk for Pokrovsk Russians. No, not the Russians. Not I'm talking about the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians gonna take them about a week to agree the cities fell. The Russians did not issue the defense ministry. That's how it usually works over there. So let's see what these guys are saying. Russian forces eliminate last Ukrainian group in Kupyansk. Yesterday, where is Kupyansk? Let's start with Kupyansk, the location. So Kupyansk is located in Kharkov, right here in the far east. Yesterday, I made a video in which one commander said that it's going to be taken in 5 days. Within 5 days, going to be taken. And they said that 50 more buildings are to be liberated in East Kupyansk, right here. East Kupyansk, across from the river. So this is where the thing occurred. Kharkiv, the city, Kharkiv, the Oblast. All right, and here is on the big map. And right now, the Russians claim they eliminated the last pack of Ukrainian troops over there, and they tell us that they killed about 10 Ukrainians. That was the last group. Russian troops eliminated 10 Ukrainian military personnel who were holding their last positions in the city of Kupyansk. The commander of the assault unit of the 121st Motorized Rifle Regiment of the Russian Zapat Battle Group said 10 troops who were trying to hold their last positions were eliminated during the fighting. Now, the Russians claimed that they encircled Kupyansk, and they claimed that in Kupyansk they encircled about 5,000 Ukrainian troops, 5,500, something like that. That was about 4 days ago, when they said, or maybe a week ago, when they said 5,000 in Pokrovsk, encircled, 5,000 in Kupyansk. What are you going to do? We allow media to go over there. We allow free passage and safe passage to Kupyansk. If the Ukrainians agree, they're not going to bomb them. Zelensky said, no, we're not going to do this. Therefore, no international media went over there. So about 5,000 people were eliminated in Kupyansk, according to the Russians. If that was the last 10 guys over there fighting for their position, which I think they were fighting for their lives, Good for them. That's it. That means Kupyansk was eliminated. Zelensky said that actually the Ukrainians are conducting how do you call it? A mapping operation in, I think that's Pokrovsk. It's actually Kupyansk right here. Russian Defense Ministry has said that when the Ukrainian president, I don't know why these guys you call Zelensky Ukrainian, but I have no idea, described the quote-unquote mopping up operation in Kupyansk, he either lost touch with reality and failed to grasp the operational situation, or realizing the hopelessness of the situation, tried to conceal the truth. So Zelensky was conducting, the Ukrainians were conducting a mopping up operation of the Russian forces in Kupyansk. Actually, the Russians say is the other way around. Patience, my friends. Patience is still a virtue. We're going to find out. I think the reality, the truth here lies with the Russians. But wait a little bit. These guys in Kiev are working with their Western, with Anglo-Saxon, to be more precise, masters. Now they're putting together a narrative to the loss. All right, they will say we retreated. They will make an alternate reality for their people, which is actually we retreated. There was nobody in Kupyansk. Kupyansk is not actually important. That's how they did with Mariupol and others, with Pokrovsk, with Bakhmut. They did Artemovsk, whatever it was the Russian, or Artemovsk, is that how it was? Bakhmut. And not only, they said, oh my God, it was nothing after they fought like crazy for it. Okay, let's see what's going on in Pokrovsk. According to Ukrainians, the voice of Ukraine. Russian troops advance in Pokrovsk and expand logistics south of the city. All right, where is Pokrovsk? Pokrovsk is in Donetsk right here, and we're going to go another encircled city and done. Right here is Pokrovsk. And they say they expand logistics in the south of the city and they advance. All right, let's see what the deep state says, because deep state is a Ukrainian. Yes, meow meow, what's going on? What? Come over, Red Rover. So this is Kupyansk, where I was with them before, and we're gonna go here to Pokrovsk and see what's going on over there. And the situation in Pokrovsk is not better, even coming from these guys. Is right here, Pokrovsk. This is according to these guys, and they didn't change. This is from the 7th. They didn't update. I just tried to update it. So here it is. The situation is bad. The Russians almost... Yes, Mimeo, come over. You coming over? Are you coming over, Mimeo, or you run from me? I get you by the tail. Come over here. Come over here. You don't want to see them. Sorry. All right, and we're going to go again to Pokrovsk. New voice of Ukraine, Zelensky says, because Zelensky is not a big liar, it says about 300 Russian troops remain in Pokrovsk. Remain. Like we are pushing them out, it's not they coming in. Goal number 1 is to seize the city fast. Well, how's that, Mr. Captain Obvious? Around 314 Russian troops are currently in the city of Pokrovsk, according to Ukrainian defenders. President Zelensky said during a briefing, the enemy carried out assault operations with armored vehicles on the 5th. They lost equipment, but the number 1 goal for the enemy is to occupy Pokrovsk as quickly as possible. I don't think so. The goal remains unchanged. It's evident from the number of assaults. Over 3 days, there have been 220 assaults on Pokrovsk, he says. This is what I noticed from the Russians. The Russians are not coming back. When they enter a building, they don't come back to the same building. That's why if you look in this Ukraine war, the Russians advance slowly, but they don't have to come back. So let's say I took over this land here, this territory, I don't have to kill the guys behind me. There's no one left behind. So when they do the Pokrovsk, they don't want to go in Pokrovsk and, you know what, let's see what's going on, we move on. They do it slowly and clearly. Nobody remains behind to shoot us in the back. So I don't think the quickly thing is true. Yeah, they might want to end things quickly, but their military operations are not quickly, are slow. And I think they're doing an efficient job over there. And let's go to NATO Secretary and the Russophobia. Ukrainska Pravda, NATO General Secretary reassures the public, the citizens of Europe, over Putin's nuclear threats. So these guys create a psychosis. Putin has nuclear threats, which I would like him to tell me what exactly the threats are, just because Russia has nuclear warheads. What do you want them to say? And the Russians never says we're going to attack you. We have it here as a deterrent. But again, as Trump was called a racist, remember, all the time, without the specifics. This how these guys are doing it. Are portraying someone badly. They attach a name on that person on interpretations that are really not there. In this case, Putin's nuclear threat, they will defend you. They created, people like Rutte, a secretary. What's up? Come over here, man. Come over here. Yeah, grab me. You don't want to see them. You don't want to see them? Oh, you think I'm lying? What do you have over there? Are you telling something? What are you doing? That's the camera over there. You don't want to? Liberty. Give me liberty. Okay, hit everything. All right, and the tail. So, here is your tail right there. All right. So these guys create this psychosis. Why? So they can have support for their enrichment and profiteering racket job that occurs right now in Ukraine. Ukraine is just one side. When Ukraine is going to collapse and the Russians will take over, they're going to create another one and another one and another one. That's a beast that feeds itself with war. That's what. Military industrial complex, banking system, and resources, the energy industry. So let's see what this secretary says. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte wants the alliance to more actively highlight its nuclear capabilities in the future to deter rivals, including Russia, and believes there is no reason for panic in the alliance's member states. When Russia is using dangerous and reckless nuclear rhetoric, like what? They told you they have a better missile? Is that what it is? What they're supposed to shut up? Our populations must know that there is no reason to panic because NATO has a strong nuclear deterrent to preserve peace. You see, NATO is about peace, Russia is about reckless nuclear rhetoric. And Putin must know that nuclear war can never be won and must never be fought, Rutte added. Yeah, because Rutte knows and wants a proxy conventional war with Russia. That is, only we can jab you. You cannot do anything to us. Why? We're not at war with you. You can't be at war. You're at war with Ukraine, and the imbeciles there are doing what we tell them to do. So you kill them, not us. No. And only in conventional means, because we have a chance then. This is Rutte. Remember, Rutte is just a secretary. Have you ever had a secretary? Have you ever dealt with a secretary? Do you know what a secretary does? Sits at a desk in front of the director's office. Okay, so she or he, in this case, Mr. Rutte, he's the intermediary, which is she answers the phone, Mr. Rutte answers the phone, talk to the boss, hey, wants to speak to you, and he says no or yes. He makes no decisions, the secretary. The secretary might say only, the director is busy right now, he's gonna call you when his balls want. That's all the secretary power he has. Or she has, when she knows that he would not pick up the phone from the baboon that called. That's all. Other than that, schedule, he has to speak with the boss. Boss, when are you ready? But he sat down over there. He's making room behind all this, and he's pushing everything with his butt. Now, what the hell, meow? He's going to kick me out of the house soon. So that's what it is. The secretary is just a secretary. But this guy, Rutte, he acts like NATO is his nuclear armed country. He's in charge of it. That's how he acts. And I liked how Lavrov called him, Rutte is just a secretary. Rutte acts like he's in charge of a big nuclear armed country. He's not. He's not a president. He's not elected. He was picked and parachuted over there. So I think it's a lot of, yes, I would say it, Russophobia pushed by some elites with interests in Europe in order to scare the population and to muster or squeeze some support from the population for their reckless conventional proxy war against Russia in order to steal its resources, plunder its resources, and enslave, I would say, the Russian people, destroy their traditions and culture, and maybe partition it and get rid of those nuclear warheads as well. And then they move into China. China will attack NATO. Everybody attacks the bully. Isn't that strange? Have you met this? Have that happened in your life? When the bully is always attacked by the weaker guys? Or is the other way around? Always. Because the weak people know they're going to get a smack. They run away from the bully. But somehow the bully is always challenged by whomever the bully says, I think your, how do you call it, your lunchbox is looking weird at me. I need it. See, people, the Gigi's lunchbox challenges me. I need it. Bam, 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 and gets it. You see how NATO gets always challenged by countries, and they're just peace. We preserve peace like we preserved it in Yugoslavia. Remember, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Libya, in Syria, in Ukraine. NATO always preserves something that is started by someone else. All right. Garbage. Yes, there is Russophobia pushed by the elites, the Anglo-Saxon elites. Thank you very much for being with me again today. And not only, stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.